Hi, I'm Emmie.
I'm Stuart.
And we live on a narrowboat and share vlogs under this Bobbing Along channel. It's World Childless week at the moment, which is not something we talk about a lot, but we thought we'd share this week because in our intro to the videos each week, we do say we're child-free after infertility. And we thought we'd just talk a little bit about why we mention that specifically and why that's the wording we use.
Yeah. We'll try not to get too much into any gritty detail, but obviously if this is a sensitive subject for anyone, you may not want to watch it.
Or maybe you do.
Or maybe you do.
We did very much want and plan for children and planned our lives around it and tried for a long time. Eventually we sought medical help.
Basically, they found that I was azoospermic, which means that I have 0 sperm in my semen. The reason for this, we found out, was because I am a cystic fibrosis gene carrier. Now, lots of people are cystic fibrosis gene carriers and it doesn't affect their fertility, but in some rarer cases, it basically gives you a natural vasectomy.
Like sperm production's happening, but it can't get anywhere, so surgical extraction would have been possible. But then IVF would have been needed, and a procedure called ICSI, because the sperm wouldn't be able to swim. So individual sperm would be selected and directly injected into an egg. In 2018, the average birth rate after IVF was 23%. And I just couldn't take any more uncertainty, really.
Yeah, we'd had,
there would be no guarantee of a child at the end of all of that. And of course there are many success stories, but mentally neither of us were in a place to go down that route at the time when we discovered all this.
So after finding out that we couldn't have children naturally,
the news was a real shock.
Yeah.
Even though we kind of knew, it still hit really hard.
We decided to take a little bit of time out and just consider our options.
We considered all kinds of routes very carefully, believe us.
Yeah.
And ultimately we decided to embrace not having children.
Yeah.
And that is what is the right decision for us. And we come back to the topic, check in with each other that this feels right for us.
I think it's fair to say that I struggled a lot more with it for longer. I think you initially struggled more
during trying to conceive.
Yeah.
There's a constant up and down, the hope and the crash down. It's quite difficult even after a few times, to be honest.
Yeah. And I think I struggled more afterwards because it's a weird thing, and I think the way that somebody put it is that you can love the life that you have and the journey that you're on, but you can still grieve for the thing that you didn't get to have. And I think that's the most succinct way that I can put it. And it took me a long while to just process that, and it took me some lovely supportive friends and family and counselling.
In the society, so many people, it's expected to have children. People have families, they have children. It's like the normal life path, and it's a wonderful adventure. It's a wonderful thing to have children and love children and see them grow, and we will never experience that. We will never know what our child will look like, would have looked like. We'll never know them. And sometimes we have pangs of sadness for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, this adventure that we're on, that we decided to completely change what we were doing, because we literally had planned our lives around making things stable, having a place to live, preparing to have children in our lives, and we just decided to do this.
Yeah.
Buy a narrowboat. And this adventure, we personally would not have done this if we had had children.
No.
People do. There are people who raise
Yeah.
children on a narrowboat, but that wouldn't have been us. And we would not have experienced this. And we love this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically want to say we specify that we're child-free after infertility in our intro, because actually that's not a story that's shared very often.
No.
You see the success stories, but many people go through IVF. Many people go through IVF multiple times and do not end up with a child. Some people can't adopt. Some people are childless through circumstance. Some people don't find a partner. Like, there are so many reasons someone might not have children when they did want to have children. And we just wanted to depict our decision and, enjoying it.
And then, I not to go into it too much, but there's also just people who choose to be child-free, that just choose not to have children.
But it's a valid choice,
Yeah.
I think. But the reason... Yeah, and it can be a difficult choice, actually, because I think society judges people for not wanting children, or for not having children, or feel sorry for people for not having children if they wanted children. And I guess we want to show our reality where we did want children. Yes, it was painful. And we sometimes still think about that alternate reality where we had that adventure instead of this adventure. It doesn't have to be something you can't get past.
Yeah.
Because there are so many experiences and forks in the road, and different lives we might have lived. Like, we'll never be ballerinas, and we'll never go into space, you and me.
I'll never be a ballerina.
You'll never be a ballerina, Steve.
It's because I have bad coordination, isn't it?
Yeah. We all have these unlived lives.
Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah. Anyway, to finish, we're happy.
Yeah.
And we wanted to show happiness in this decision.
It's been a long road, but we are happy, and we're happy with where we are, and quite regularly we'll both sort of look at each other and just be like, this is mad, can't believe we're on this adventure, this is our lives. But it's also lovely that after, personally, 6 years of struggling with our infertility diagnosis and the decision that we made, to just be happy.
So we don't talk about this very much, and nor do we want to, but we might make a few, not too much anyway, because it's not all our lives are.
Yeah.
It's something that's made us who we are, and brought us to where we are today, and it's a key thing. But it isn't...
It doesn't define us, and it doesn't define bobbing along as a channel.
And yet, it led us here.
Yeah.
It's such a private topic, but we hope this video speaks to some of you, and that it's helpful. And for maybe an interesting viewpoint for people who this doesn't affect, perhaps, something new. Just big love, big hugs and big love to any of you quietly watching who are touched by this subject, and big love and hugs to just the rest of you
just
as well.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone. But this is the background to why we're here doing this, why our life is this life now. Yeah. And just to circle back to the beginning, hopefully we've answered the question why we specify that we're child-free after infertility in our intros to our vlogs, and also we mentioned, as it's World Childless Week this week, is what prompted us to make this video. Hopefully it won't have finished by the time we manage to upload this video, but we will pop some details down below about World Childless Week, webinars and things going on that can be attended for free for more understanding on this topic if you're interested, or support if this affects you.
Yeah.
So thank you again for watching.
Thank you so much for bearing with us over this slightly difficult video. And we will see you next time for a regular episode of Bobbing Along.